Hey guys, so this is going to be a review of The Kind Worth Living by Peter Swanson, and I have very mixed feelings about this book. This is going to be a spoiler review. Just I'm not going to mention everything that happens, but there will be spoilers in there, so do be aware of that. So this basically follows two people called Ted and Lily, and basically they meet at an airport bar, and Ted just randomly talks about how he's not happy in this relationship and that event, and then she randomly says, I can kill her for you. And it starts from there. I really enjoyed the first part, so it's in different parts. I really enjoyed the first part, but I don't think I was a massive fan of the twist. But basically it turns out she actually knows who Ted is, and she knows Ted's wife, and there's a whole history between those two, and she kind of sought him out on like sort him out, is that the word? Kind of sort him out. But basically it was planned on meeting him, basically, and it turns out she's a psychopath, and it turned out then he was slightly a psychopath as well. But then the twist, and then it's like, oh, okay, she's definitely a lunatic, the more you read it. But yeah, it makes the twists in it makes it interesting, but it's kind of disappointing because I didn't want it to kind of go that way, if that makes any sense. So I'm kind of like, I like the twists. Well, the reading style's great. Like, it still got me hooked, but then I was like, and then it kind of got a bit too much. Like, everything was happening all at once, and then there's like another twist, and it's like, it turns out this cop is kind of obsessed with Lily. It's just Lily, and starts stalking. It's just very, very like so much in one kind of thing situation. The ending as well, I mean, again, it's a bit, I don't know, it felt like the ending was a little bit rushed, like this extra storyline with this copper kind of like stalking her in his spare time, because he has something, like he claims that he's kind of like with his with his co-worker, like he thinks that she's hiding something, but in reality he's stalking her because he really likes her. And I thought that added in, and then that rushed, I felt the ending then was a bit rushed, and it was just, I don't know, maybe it should have ended a little bit earlier as well. But I think if it went the way I thought it was gonna go, I don't know, I just didn't like the idea of the fact that she kind of knew him, knew his wife. It kind of, the whole like connection sort of thing, for me it was a bit like, ugh, really. But I did enjoy, even saying that, it still got me hooked. But I think I just think if the whole storyline was completely different, it would have been a 5-star for me. And I think there's just too much in it, if that makes any sense. Like, don't get me wrong, I like a book with like there's different twists, but when there's more than one major twist, it can be a little bit like, or think too much things going on, it can be a bit but yeah, I did enjoy it. It's just not a massive, I just didn't like the way he took the storyline, if that makes any sense. I'd have gone a different route, but then again, I'm not a writer. But yeah, I rate this 4 stars. As I said, it's enjoyable, but it's kind of a bit like a very fantastical, which, don't get me wrong, I do like fantastical books, but I kind of came into here, I don't know. As I said, it's not bad, it's just not what I expected it to be, or what I wanted it to be. And what I ended up getting wasn't enough for me to be like, actually, I do like this route it's taken. But yeah.